This is the Vince Salerno Podcast, episode 12. On today's show, we're talking a lot of things, from Godzilla 2 to John Boyega to Ocean's 11, Peter Capaldi announcing departure from Doctor Who, Beauty and the Beast, and a certain director not directing a certain superhero movie. All this and more, so sit back and relax because the Vince Salerno Podcast starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Vince Salerno Podcast on this Friday, February 3rd, 2017. As always, I'm your host, Vince Salerno. And yet again, another week where we've had a lot of ups and downs in the world of entertainment. Really has been a very stressful week for a lot of reasons, not just for movie news. But regardless, we're going to try and be as positive as possible. But first, let's get through this very, very sad story. I believe a week ago, this was actually shortly after I posted the last week's episode of the Vince Salerno Podcast, it was announced that legendary and iconic actor John Hurt had passed away at 77, losing his battle against cancer, unfortunately. Hopefully the name John Hurt isn't a name that you're not familiar with. He is in almost every big franchise out there you can think of. He's in Harry Potter. He's in Alien. He's in Doctor Who. He was in Snowpiercer. I could go on and on. He's a very seasoned, very well-known, and very, very good actor. He always has usually either like, he doesn't have a lot of starring roles. Usually these little bit roles or supporting roles, but he does so well with them. And I haven't had the chance to look up whether he's won any Academy Awards or whatnot, but I mean, I'd be surprised if he didn't. And it's just weird. I had this thought that, a lot of these people that we grown up with that we're just used to seeing in movies, like John Hurt and Robin Williams, people like this, they're our childhood heroes are kind of dying off, unfortunately. It's part of life. Everybody dies. It's just sad that we have to say goodbye to some of these people who we're just so used to seeing in films. I just remember, not even knowing whether John Hurt was going to be in a movie, he would just pop and be like, "Oh, hey, there's John Hurt. That's a pleasant surprise." And now we probably only have like a couple more movies where we can actually have that experience with John Hurt. He also played the War Doctor in Doctor Who 50th Anniversary Special, which he did a phenomenal job. He was in Indiana Jones, whether you like his part or not. I think he did a good job with what he was given, despite the movie being not so great. But yeah, like I said, it's just hard to say goodbye to the people that we know and love and we're so used to seeing on the screen all the time. And it's just tough. So I want to take a quick moment of silence to remember the legendary actor John Hurt. John, thank you so much for everything you've done for us. Thank you for providing your talents for our pleasure and our enjoyment. And may you rest in peace, my friend. Not that I know him personally, but he's all our friend. Rest in peace, John Hurt. All right, now this week has been crazy for me. With all the news coming out, I've been super busy with school. I'm currently gearing up to shoot 2 different projects, one of which might not get shot at all. So I didn't have time to think of a topic of the week. But there was a lot of news that came out. I got 6 stories right in front of me, so let's get right into it. Number 1, Millie Bobbie Brown, star of Stranger Things, who plays 11, has been officially cast in Godzilla 2, King of Monsters. It's currently unknown who she will play, but given her age, it'll probably be the daughter to some character that's significant in the film, or maybe she's just playing 11 in the movie and it's Godzilla versus all the other monsters versus 11. That'd be pretty dope. I mean, if you know me, you know I love Stranger Things. It's one of my favorite TV shows in recent memory, and of the new releases that have come out in television, Netflix. I love it, absolutely adore the show. And Millie Bobby Brown is just just a great actress, super intelligent for such a little girl, and she's also just so adorable. Like all those kids are just my friends and I. We always make jokes about wanting to adopt the kids because they're just so adorable. So to know that Millie Bobby Brown's career is going to skyrocket because of Stranger Things, now being in Godzilla 2, she's going to be in her first big movie now. I mean, technically, Stranger Things was a giant movie if you want to be technical, but this is exciting. This is great. I'm super happy for her. I'm super happy for the production, who just got a new director. I believe his name is Michael Daughtry. Maybe that's his name? I don't know. Directed films like Krampus and Trick or Treat. Don't know about him. Seems like a good choice. It's very tough that we're not going to get Garth Edwards to come back, but I'm sure he's extremely tired from doing Rogue One, which seems to have been a bit of a nightmare, reshooting a lot of stuff and restructuring the film. So I'm sure he's very, very tired, a lot more tired than he thought he was going to be. When he was intending on coming back to direct Godzilla 2. I hope he comes back to that franchise, maybe to direct King Kong versus Godzilla. That would be super great, but right now I think, yeah, he needs a much deserved break. But more to the point, Millie Bobby Brown joining Godzilla King of Monsters. It's a great casting. I'm interested to see who she'll play, what her character will be, whether she's like the lead or if she's a secondary character. It's all very interesting. And I'm super excited for this sequel. I was not a huge fan of the new movie, but I loved how they treated Godzilla, the monsters, the Mutos, I believe is what they're called. Super reminiscent of the original era of Godzilla. I hope that they give us more Godzilla in this film, because the way they used him, or the amount of screen time he had, was pitiful. Although he got a decent amount, like the last half hour of the movie was great. The last half hour alone is what makes the movie so great. So I'm excited to see other monsters like King Ghidorah and Mothra and Rodan, who are among my favorite Godzilla monsters in that universe. So I'm super excited to see them transition into the big screen. So looking forward to that. Number 2, Netflix released the first trailer for John Boyega's movie Imperial Dreams, which John Boyega plays a dad who has a little boy. They live in a car. They're very poor, and I believe it's about them trying to survive in this poverty lifestyle, in this sort of hood type neighborhood. He has run in with the police. He just has a very tough life. I heard about this movie about maybe a year before Star Wars: The Force Awakens came out, and I was interested because it's John Boyega, and John Boyega's freaking charismatic, super chill actor. Just looks like a genuine guy in general. Just really chill. But yeah, I was surprised that this movie didn't come out sooner. I was waiting for it to come out, and then last week the trailer dropped on Netflix. I was like, oh, that's a pleasant surprise. So I'm really excited for this movie. I hope it does really well. Maybe it'll be an Oscar-worthy performance for John Boyega. Like I said, it feels. The one complaint I have about this movie is it looks kind of like a hood version of The Pursuit of Happiness. Like the guy's trying to just get by, take care of his kid. They're kind of in between homes, not really having a home. So in that case, I feel like we've been there, done that type of situation with Imperial Dreams. But still, with John Boyega and the new setting, I'm sure they'll try and find ways to make it stand out from The Pursuit of Happiness. But John Boyega, man, he's great. I love him. He's one of my favorite up-and-coming stars. Obviously, in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, he's going to be in this year. He's going to be in The Circle, starring two of my favorite actors, Emma Watson and Tom Hanks. So I'm really excited to see him star alongside those two performers. He's going to be in Pacific Rim 2. He's going to be in, oh gosh, what else is he going to be in? Well, he's going to be in Episode 8, Episode 9. I think that's it. Anyways, I'll watch anything with John Boyega, so I'm looking forward to this. All right, number 3. We got our first official look at the Ocean's 11 sequel, Ocean's 8. This movie centers on Danny Ocean, played by George Clooney, his sister, I don't remember her name in the movie, but it's Mrs. Ocean, or the sister of Danny Ocean, in that Ocean's 11 universe. And she assembles a team of misfits and thieves, similar to the original film, to steal a artifact or some jewel or something from a museum from her ex-husband. It seems like I haven't looked into the plot much. So the first official photo was released, first look, and it showed the entire cast on a subway, which includes Sandra Bullock playing Danny Ocean's sister, Cate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Rihanna, Helena Bonham Carter, Mindy Kaling, Sarah Paulson, some Asian woman named Aquafina? Yeah, maybe? I don't know. So I'm a little worried about this movie. And the reason why is because of all the female reboots and remakes that are coming out. I'm talking about Ghostbusters, I'm talking about the announcement of Nasty Woman, the remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I'm not too thrilled about them doing this Ocean's 8 thing. I know it takes place in the same universe, and it's part of that world, so those characters still exist, which is great, because that's exactly what Ghostbusters should have done with their reboot. They should have made it a spin-off taking place in that world. But still, just the cast is very questioning. Their costumes are bizarre as all hell. They look like they're a bunch of circus women trying to do some weird fashion line. I don't know. There's a lot of pluses and a lot of minuses. Matt Damon has been confirmed to cameo in this movie as his character, which is great because I love Matt Damon and I love those Ocean's movies. A bunch of other actors are supposed to be in this. James Corden's supposed to play a role in this movie, I believe. George Clooney is producing this movie. Steven Soderbergh's producing this movie. Gary Ross is directing it. So there's a lot of pluses to this, but I'm just sick of movies being remade with females just retreading what has been done before. But again, it's encouraging that this film takes place within the Ocean's 11 universe. So there's potential for Danny Ocean and his gang to return and team up with this gang if at all possible. And also, why does it have to be all females? Why can't it be males and females? That's kind of the question I had when Ghostbusters was coming out. Why can't we make it just male and female team? Make everybody happy. But for some reason, we got to prove that women can do everything, even other movies that have been made before that are very successful. It's just make something original with these women. That's my complaint, I guess. But I love the Ocean's films. They're one of my favorite trilogies. I adore all three of them. They're just so funny and so clever and so witty and classy. So they're kind of a good example of the type of films I'd like to make one of these days if I have enough money and producers and all that fancy stuff. So I'm cautiously optimistic about this movie. So I guess we'll wait and see. If the new trailer comes out and it's not funny and just god-awful and cliche, then we'll have a problem. But I feel like hopefully it'll be as classy and slick and witty as the original film. That's my hope for the Ocean's 8 movie. All right, number 4, some more very bad, sad news, but somewhat good. Peter Capaldi, who plays the 12th Doctor in Doctor Who, announced he will be leaving the show following the 2017 Christmas special, where he will regenerate into the 13th Doctor, who is yet to be casted. I'm not happy about this, guys. I don't want Peter Capaldi to frickin' leave. He's gotten really close into beating Matt Smith as my favorite Doctor. I've been between the two for the past year, because they're both just great performers. But Capaldi he's really taken a hold of the role and sort of brought back some traditional tropes. Like he's usually the Doctor sometimes has more than one companion, which he's done in the past. More than one companion in one individual season, which hasn't happened for a while, I believe. They went back to doing two-parter episodes, which is similar to when they did like 4 or 5-part episodes in the original classic Doctor Who era. He's sort of created this modern-ish look for Doctor Who with the hoodie and the plaited pants and t-shirts and a guitar and the Ray-Bans, even though he's an old coot. And he just seems like he really adores playing Doctor Who. And I think that's why he's so good at it. And I just hate knowing that that this year, come Christmas time, he'll be gone, and we'll already have a 13th Doctor. It just seems like yesterday we got him back as the 12th. We got him back. It seems like yesterday we got him into the 12th Doctor role, like he just started. So I don't know. I'm torn about this, guys, because I want him to do at least one more season after season 10 and then have him leave. But if his mind's made up, then his mind's made up. The interesting thing, though, is he never really gave a reason for why he's leaving. He never said if it was for personal issues, because he's getting old, or if it's other things. He never really said why he's leaving Doctor Who now. He's been talking about it, but I guess, I don't know. I mean, maybe looking at it from his perspective, he's been doing this since 2014, and the tail end of 2014, so he's almost been doing this for 4 years now. So I can imagine he might be a little tired, or just maybe want to... He has other offers he's considering, so maybe he just wants to get into those other offers. So regardless, we got another full 12-episode season with Doctor Who, 12th Doctor. We have a Christmas special at the end of the year. So we still have a lot to look forward to. But it's going to be hard saying goodbye to Peter Capaldi, just as it was hard to say goodbye to my favorite Doctor, Matt Smith. So looking forward to season 10, and now looking forward to Doctor Who leaving again and regenerating. The struggles of a Whovian. All right, number 5. Disney has released the final trailer for their live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast. Oh my gosh, guys! This is a great trailer. I freaking adore this trailer. I've been watching it non-stop for the past week. Their marketing for this movie is just phenomenal. Every single trailer they release has just gotten better and better. It's gotten me more and more and more hyped for the movie. They really have taken a Star Wars The Force Awakens approach to their marketing. They released a teaser last year that was very brief, showed maybe like half a second of Belle, nobody else. We saw the Rose. I think the tagline was "Be Our Guest," coming 2017. That was it. That was like a brief first teaser trailer. Then we got our first official trailer where we saw more of Belle, more of Beast, more of her father, Maurice. We saw a couple glimpses of of Lumiere, Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts, Chip, Gaston, LeFou, and we had enough footage to satisfy our needs until March. And then they released this final trailer, which is just basically almost a beat for beat trailer of the entire original movie, which makes me question: is there nothing new going to be added to this movie other than the aesthetic look and the fact that it's live action? Which if so, I guess that's fine, because that's kind of what we're expecting. But I feel like they might not be taking any risks, but I'm not too concerned about that. But guys, oh my gosh, I can't get over this freaking trailer. I mean, if you watched my trailer reaction, you noticed I was with my other 3 roommates who, we were kind of goofing off, so I didn't really have time to get into my full thoughts on the trailer. But I loved it. I absolutely adore it. I've been watching it nonstop for the past week. I'm a huge fan of Emma Watson, and she wasn't my first choice for this role, but seeing who Emma Watson is, she's very much a women's activist and a phenomenal actress. She fits the role very well, even though she doesn't really look the role. But I've gotten used to it, really. Some people are complaining about the look of the Beast, that he looks like a GIF or a lesser CGI version of the Beast or whatever. I've started to grow on the look of the Beast. I was a little torn by it, but I like it. I love Dan Stevens. He's a phenomenal actor in Downton Abbey and everything else he's been in, so I think he's going to kill it with the Beast. The antique characters, Lumiere, Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts, the Feather Duster, I don't remember what her name is, and Chip, I've been on and off about them. Their look kind of was a little freaky looking, kind of scary, like, holy crap, that's a scary looking teacup or scary looking candlestick or whatever, but I'm starting to grow on it. I really have. I like the looks. They're different. They're new. They're reminiscent of what these objects would look like in real life. I was expecting something a little more cartoony, but at the same time, I mean, I understand that the challenges of translating what they looked like in the original cartoon to live action, but I think they did a pretty good job. The Feather Duster looks like a bird. I don't get that, but like I said, whatever. But the songs, the aesthetic, the acting, the overall production value, it looks phenomenal. And Mark Ellis on Collider Movie Talk has been talking about how this movie's going to make $200 million opening weekend. I completely agree with him. I totally buy into that. Because I feel like for Disney, this is their Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Not in the sense that, like, you know, Disney obviously owns Star Wars, but that's not really, like, it's their property, but it's not something they created. Like, this is something Disney created and they're redoing, and it's really, I think it's going to result in this almost the same results as Star Wars. I really hope so. But I could go on and on about this, guys, but yeah, just floored by how great this movie looks. I cannot wait. I'm probably going to cry tears of joy the entire movie. Gosh, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. Cannot wait. Anyways, I'll stop. Beauty and the Beast trailer is freaking awesome. Moving on to the next topic. Topic number 6. Another very frustrating topic. Ben Affleck has announced that he will not direct The Batman, which he seemed pretty lenient about doing as of recent. Here's his official statement, and I quote, "There are certain characters who hold a special place in the hearts of millions. Performing this role demands focus, passion, and the very best performance I can give. It has become clear that I cannot do both jobs to the level they require. Together with the studio, I have decided to find a partner in a director who will collaborate with me on this massive film. I am still in this, and we are making it, but we are certainly looking for a director. We are currently looking for a director. I remain extremely committed to this project and look forward to bringing this to life for fans around the world." Okay, my initial thought was, Warner Brothers, what in the actual hell is going on? Because how can you mess this up? It's Ben Affleck. Why would you not let him do whatever the hell he wants? He's an Academy Award-winning director. He knows what he's doing. Don't rush the damn movie. For crying out loud. Get your head out of your butts. Quit with these stupid spin-offs nobody cares about. And focus yourself on something. Don't be dinking around doing whatever it is you guys are doing. Have a plan and give Ben Affleck a freaking break. But I took a step back. I had a lot of time to think about this. And eventually I came to the conclusion, hang on a second. You're asking Ben Affleck to direct a huge, big budget, CGI-infested action superhero movie. No one's ever attempted that before. I don't think it's a good idea somebody attempt that today. Now, I say this because some people just don't realize how huge of an undertaking making a movie is, especially a big-budget superhero movie. I mean, there's special effects, things you got to consider. There's budgets. There's a second unit sometimes. There's a lot of variables to consider when making a superhero movie that you don't have to consider when making a movie like Argo, or Gone Baby Gone, or The Town, or even Live by Night. There's just too much to think about when it comes to superhero films, to where you can't focus on both acting and directing and hope to do a good job. So I completely understand. But at the same time, Ben Affleck did BVS and the DC Universe to learn about how to do these things. And maybe this is just part of him learning about all this stuff, is that, okay, well, if I want to, well, I'm already starring in it, so I can't really direct. And one of these days, maybe he will do a big-budget superhero film. But I don't think it's a wise idea for him to star in it, at least as a main character, and direct it. I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll pull it off one of these days. But I think this is a smart idea on his part, on the studio's part, that he focus on writing, producing, and starring, and get somebody else to direct it. Still, I mean, I can't help but feel bitter about how we messed this up. How did we get this far? We were this close to having him direct this movie, direct a superhero film. Hopefully it would be like one of the greatest superhero films ever made, because it's Ben Affleck, Academy Award-winning director, one of the best directors / actors working today. How do you mess this up? So I can't help but feel a little bitter about it, and I'm very cross between the two feelings. But like I said, it's a huge undertaking. More so than people realize, and you have to have complete focus on the vision and the direction you're going to take it. You can't be focusing on both acting and directing. It's just not going to work. It's a recipe for disaster waiting to happen, I believe. So I completely support Ben Affleck and Warner Brothers' decision to do this. I still can't help but feel bitter about this, but like I said, what are you going to do? Okay. Guys, we got some breaking... Oh my gosh, we got some breaking news. The first official photo from Stranger Things Season 2 was just released. And, oh my gosh. Guys. I think it's oh my gosh, I think it's a Halloween photo. I think the kids are going out for Halloween or something. And they're wearing Ghostbusters outfits. Oh my gosh, guys, they're wearing Ghostbusters outfits. That's hilarious. Oh, that's incredible. That is so great. Yeah, the three kids from the show. Frick, I can't even remember what they're... Wait a minute. Oh gosh, guys. Okay, I'm reading an article from Collider.com. They're saying that a first trailer for Stranger Things Season 2 will air during the Super Bowl. Oh my gosh, that's so great. Oh man. This Super Bowl is going to look really good. All these commercials coming out. We got Transformers, we got Guardians of the Galaxy. Now we got Stranger Things. And okay, we're getting quotes about what they'll be facing in this season. The Demogorgon was destroyed, but evil wasn't. It's a year later in the story, so there are several things that happened last year, like Will has come back, that certain people in the town that know what happened, and then certain people that don't know what happened. So there's a lot of fallout with who knows what. Okay. Oh man, but that's hilarious. That is hilarious that the kids are wearing Ghostbusters costumes, because you guys know I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan. This is great. Oh man. So expect me to talk about the Stranger Things Season 2 teaser trailer come Super Bowl time next week on the Vince Salerno podcast. And I'll probably talk about the Transformers one. I'll talk about all of them, all the movie trailers. I'm not watching the Super Bowl this year because my team, the Packers, didn't get into the Super Bowl, so I don't really care. But I will watch I'll probably watch later for the commercials. And that's it, guys. I'm really sorry about not having a topic of the week. I've just been super busy. Next week will be a special Valentine's Day episode. I'm hoping to get some special guests in to talk about Valentine's Day movies and stuff. And then also, I'm working on getting my friend Christian Lovetier in here to talk about the animated Irish film, The Secret of the Kells, which we've both been ranting about for a couple days now. He just watched it. I've yet to watch it, but we're both really excited to watch it. And I want to have him on the show so we can talk movies and talk about the movie Secret of the Kells. So look forward to that next week. Otherwise, I'm going to go, guys. Thank you all for watching. Oh, and one more thing. Quick shout out to my buddy JJ Schindler. It was his birthday yesterday, February 2nd. We went out, we celebrated, had a merry good time. So happy birthday, JJ, and welcome to the club. Also, guys, my buddy Eddie Fay, who you saw in my trailer reaction for Beauty and the Beast, he's trying to earn enough money to go on a trip to Indonesia, do some really cool stuff. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video, but if you guys could please support my buddy, I'd really appreciate that. And that being said, we're going to close out this episode. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. God bless, and peace out.